The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys, they cutting up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, children of all ages,
welcome to another illustrious episode of Cutting Up with your boys. You know it's me, D in the place to be.
Your boy Elroy D ready for blast off.
And off in the cut, we got that boy C Murder. Yes, sir. So how you doing in the evening, my boy?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Man, all well as well, my brother. So how was your, if we will say holiday weekend, how is your holiday weekend going, my bro?
Just another weekend.
Why you say just another weekend, bro? You know, it's Father's Day. You know, you fathers supposed to be feeling extremely special the weekend. You know what I'm saying? At least you want to, go and grab or something, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? I always noticed that a lot of times fathers end up like grilling on Father's Day and stuff like that. Did you grill?
I ain't doing nothing.
You ain't do nothing. Well, that's good then.
Nah, I ain't doing nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
None of that.
You know.
I ain't doing nothing for real.
You know, restaurants be piked for Mother's Day, boy. I'm talking about be piked. I'm talking about, ooh.
Everything. The mall, car dealerships, like.
Yeah, it be bite, man.
Like everything,
So,
you know what I mean? So,
I ain't mad at it, but I do think it do get a little more pub, if you want to say, Father's Day, Mother's Day. But, that's always been traditional.
definitely not the same.
So, but yeah, it's going good. But, oh, well, as well. But, what you got for, what you want to roll with it at night? What you got, Bob?
Really doesn't matter.
Well, I guess we can start off with the elephant in the room. So we got a tie series, my boy.
Yeah.
Tie series 2-2. OKC came back to tie the series up in their last contest. So how did you so let me ask you this. In reference to did you see the last play? Well, not the last play, but the play that they feel like kind of changed the game. The push off / travel.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that play?
To be honest, I thought about you in that session that we had and what you were saying about how he get calls for him to be whom he is. And if he is as good as what he is, like, some of the calls that he's getting is just
egregious. You know what I'm saying?
And it really has gotten to the point after the last game where, honestly, I'm gonna keep up with what's going on. But I would rather I'm actually gonna watch more of Monday Night Raw than anything.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, bro.
And to be honest, like, I might even shoot out and go to the gym tonight. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I haven't got a chance to go today, so I might shoot out about 9-10 o'clock, go to the gym after Raw goes off, like, because it's like, the thing about it is when it comes to professional sports, and I don't see it that often in the NFL, but you will catch it in the playoffs. But, like, certain teams get a lot of calls.
Beneficial calls. Kansas City has been beneficial of some calls.
And I just saw, I don't know how true it is, but I just saw where there were 3 NFL referees that got fired because of BS calls to help Kansas City in certain games this season.
I also saw that a WNBA referee had been suspended too. I got to do a little research on why. But, and I think a lot of referees been catching a lot of flag baseball. And, man, I don't know if you've been keeping up with baseball, but, man, these referees, them umps and referees behind the plate in baseball.
But they deserve it, though, because at the end of the day, they applied, and that's getting off the subject. I know we're still talking about
refereeing, more or less.
But, like, baseball is more or less like you have given umpires so much power over the years, they feel as if it's disrespect for you to go against their call
at any point.
And you did wrong. It was a strike. You know what I'm saying? Or you did wrong. The ball was clearly on the outside of the plate, but you still want to say
it was a strike,
whatever it is you call, and want to stand on it. And I think that's, you know what I mean, like.
With me, I'm standing right beside you on that point, bro. Because with me, it kind of get unwatchable at a certain point. Because if I know once he gets the ball and he get down there and he gonna get the call, it's kind of like I already know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And it takes the suspense out of watching the game. It's just like, why am I watching it? Now we've been watching so much physical play, and I totally understand. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, you crying" or whatever, but just being in reference to the fairness of the game. When you sit there and watch how physical OKC plays, you know what I mean? From now, we had so many fouls that get called. Now all of a sudden that game, we get a flagrant foul call. You get 2 actual flagrant foul calls. Now the first one, I feel like was a straight. I think that was a good foul. It was shoulder contact. It wasn't nothing malicious. It wasn't no follow through. Now I would have let that one go. Now, not even because it's Dort, because Dort has always been playing physical. He's always been known for that. He knocked the boy down, and they in the middle of free throws. He could drop a cap with the elbow, knock Halliburton down. Ref look right at it, do just like this. Don't say a word.
And then come right back down and call a foul on the other end on the layup.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like you only get one challenge. You know what I mean? It ain't like where you get, you know, like I think you get one. You get 2 challenges. I think you do get 2.
You get one challenge.
And if you win the challenge, you get a second one.
You get a challenge each half.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was that you get one challenge. Then if you win that one, you keep the second one, something like that.
No, you
get a challenge per half.
You get a challenge per half, and just say, for instance, in the first half, it's a BS call, and your star player be like, "No, review it." You know what I'm saying? And you have coaches that's supposedly looking at it anyway, and if the coach is agreeing with the player, then the head coach will be like, "Call timeout and tell them to review it." And if it ends up being
you get 1 per game.
1 per game.
Yeah,
period. So
1 per game.
If you,
and it says a maximum of 2, just like I thought it was. They said you said each team is initially allotted 1 challenge per game. However, if the team has a successful challenge, they are awarded a second one, just like I thought. So if you got one, then you use the second one. That's it. You know what I mean? And you have to have a timeout to use them. So if you don't have a timeout at the end of the game, say for instance,
and I still think that BS because at the end of the day, like, if you keep using it and you keep being right, you ought to keep being able to use it till you're wrong.
Well, at least give it the same amount of latitude that you get, I think, in college and pro. I think both of them get 2. You know what I mean? Whether you win or lose. You know what I mean? But the same rule apply that you still have to have a timeout to use it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, I just feel like, the whistle is going to determine the game on how it's played, especially down the stretch. If it's close down the stretch, like it's a 2 to 5 point game, similar to what it was in the 4th quarter last time, I still feel like if the whistle going to determine it. Because actually, that was the first 4th quarter that OKC had won throughout the entire series. They was like negative. They was like minus 27 in the 4th quarter.
Well, my
Indiana
thing is I'm pulling for Indiana, and I know they have 2 chances to actually win a game in OKC.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, like, I don't see it happening.
Who? Indiana? We know they won game 1.
I know what I'm saying is, like, I don't see them winning. Like, if they were to win, they better win tonight.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to have to win tonight.
Because they're not winning no game 7 in OKC. They're not going to do that. Because they're not going to let them just play. That's the whole point. Like you're letting OKC play, but you're not letting Indiana play.
Right.
And I feel like if you just let both of them play, and let's just see how much better the next man is, just period, unless it's just a straight up flagrant type foul, like, yeah, blow the whistle. If it's just some BS, you know what I'm saying? Like, the tempers done got heated.
Yeah, because it's already chippy between them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But if you just sit up there and let the better 2 teams play and duke it out, I still think Indiana will beat them, but like I said, they're not going to do that because they're going to blow that whistle for SGA, and it's not fair.
Yeah, I agree. Cause
It's not fair.
And it's two numbers that's specific to me that makes a difference. 20 points with Halliburton and double-digit free throws with SGA. Because if Halliburton get to 20 points, usually they win. That's usually that magic number, 20 points, double-digit assists with him. He had 18 last game, lost. SGA, if you get him under 35, because he gets to 35 points, that means he has to leave 12 to 15 free throws. You keep him between 26 to 28 points, that means he'll probably got the free throw between 6 to 9 times. Every time he touched double-digit free throws, they win. He had 10 the other night. You know what I mean? So that's usually basis on how they win. He's not going to beat you. I'm here to stand and say that he won't beat you a night without double-digit free throws. Because that means he had to get the benefit of the whistle. And I think what they're doing is backwards. They don't call it in the beginning of the game, but they'll start giving them whistles when it's beneficial. And that's at the end with the and ones. Because that play at the end, that's just downright diabolical, which you're not calling.
If you just think about it, when the last time Indiana won, I think an alley-oop was thrown to Obi Trot, Obi Toppin.
Big Top.
And it's supposed to have been an and one, but they so busy trying to keep the game close. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That they didn't call it. Like the man got slapped in the face, and it could have been a flagrant.
No call.
It could have been like, give me a free throw and y'all get the ball. You know what I'm saying? Type situation. All because he wasn't going for the ball.
Right.
Like he was trying to blind him, but he ended up going across his face. But you know, it's. Like I said, I'm pulling for Indiana. I'm going to continue to keep up with it, but, I mean, it's more interesting things going on right now that I would rather just watch. Like, John Carlos Stanton is coming back for the first time this season, so I'm hoping that can make my offense a little bit better when it comes to the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? They play tonight, you know.
Before we jump out to baseball, one thing I want to touch before we jump out of basketball.
Yeah.
How do you feel from the finals? Question about the Grizzlies trade, Desmond Bain. Did you see that?
I don't think he's worth what all they gave up.
It's what I was gonna ask you. Do you seem like that's similar to what the Knicks did with Bridges? You know what I mean?
At the time, Bridges, and I still think he is. Bridges is a better player than Desmond Bain. They both are two-way players, but I think Bridges brings a little bit more because Bridges is going to get to the cup. You know what I'm saying? He's going to shoot mid-range shots as well as the three.
Right.
He's been deep in the Eastern Conference Finals championship game. So, I mean, he has experience that Bane doesn't have. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean.
They gave up, though. They gave up some, though. But they got some back, though, because you get Bane, but you got KCP, you get a young Cole Anthony, and you get 5 draft picks. So they gave up a bunch to get Desmond Bain, bro. A bunch.
They gave up too much.
They gave up 2 decent players with a championship player, an up and coming player, and 5 picks.
Who they traded? Who he went to?
All right, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies get Caldwell Pope, Cole Anthony, a 2025, a 2026, 2028, 2029, and a 2030 first round pick. All the Magic got with Desmond Bain. That's a wash. To me, that sounds like a Kevin Durant haul.
That's
But there wasn't enough players because after you got to look at it, you do a Kevin Durant, they probably gonna give out 4 players and them picks.
But with Jared Jackson and John Morant, if they keep John,
they already came out and said they are off the trade block. They came out right after the Bain trade was announced. They put it out there saying that Memphis, they're not trading any one of those players. They're not off the trade.
I mean that is on paper like their best team.
So we'll see.
We'll see what they're able to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But they got a new coach, and we have to see like.
What the actual
what mind frame their star and leader are going to be into.
Defensive, offensive, yeah. So,
I mean, technically, I think they're trying to do a little bit of both going on the people that they got because Caldwell Pope can shoot and is good defending.
Yeah, Cole Anthony too.
Cole Anthony as well, and you already know Jared Jackson and Morant are the same player. out of everybody that should be in the starting lineup, Ja Morant is the worst when it comes to playing defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's still not shabby. You feel me? So
I give him a C plus, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just to pivot from one ball to another one, big up to Angel Reese for the first triple-double. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yes. Now, she didn't have, I don't think she had but like 2 shots, you know what I mean, in reference to, I think, a lot of her points from free throw line. But she I actually did see some of the highlights of the game. She was more of a playmaker bag that night, you know what I mean? So she get in the paint, she going to see the 2 defenders kicking it to the right shot, you know what I mean? So I definitely see that she's starting to be able to learn how to work inside of the offense, even though she may not be a big, large, pivotal part of the offense. But if it come off the bad boy, cuz she looking like Denny Rodman out there, my boy.
All I know is Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, if everybody stays healthy this year,
they still not being Angel Wilson.
We'll compete for a championship.
Okay, I like that word. I like that.
We'll compete for a championship.
I like that. I like that.
Because
I like
see,
that.
the thing about it
words.
is, like, they have bodies to throw at Asia Wilson. I'm not saying it's enough to stop her, but like they have bodies to throw at her. And if this girl is shooting the way she did in that last game, man, they can't be beat, man.
Yeah, I saw her. She was putting that boy up on the logo, no doubt.
Man,
you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you.
She just went a period in that game where
she had 25 in the first half.
She just went unconscious.
Yeah,
I'm thinking she was going to hit about 50 because you got 25 in the first half. As easy as what you did. Like, I know you could have, but that was her first game back. I know she probably got winded from time to time.
It's going to take a little while.
Man, I'm just saying. And then the other girls around her is opening up the floor for her. Well, them rather. So it's like now they're starting to get hot and shoot jumpers out this world. Now it's spread to the point where Leah Boston is one-on-one just having fun down low. Like, they have a squad, bro.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I think because of how good the talent has been.
And let's just be
that's
real.
filtered into the WA, you know what I mean?
Other than Las Vegas, who can you say really, like, hands down beat them in the playoffs? Because they just destroyed New York and gave. But that was New York first loss.
I'll say this right here. I'm gonna just say this: playoff basketball is a little different.
Yeah, because it's way more field.
You know, and it's gonna be a little slow. I said so. I'm gonna have to see. And if they're gonna let that whistle blow, you know what I mean? They're gonna let them play a little bit more in the playoffs too. So now. She's playing through some physicality right now. She made some real physical plays, some and ones this last game. So I can't say that the physicality can take her out of the game. But if they're able to play a little bit more physical with her in the playoffs, can that affect her a little bit? So, and of course, those lights gonna be a little brighter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, not saying she can't do it. Fantastic game. Let's see, especially coming out the injury, can you keep it consistent? You know what I mean? Because, like with Angel Reese, I just feel like she ain't consistent. You know what I mean? Like, it's a group that I've been part of follow. I think they on TikTok or something. So a bunch of kids, they've been betting like $5,000-$10,000. I think it might have been a couple $1,000 on her missing her first shot. You know, this site, it's bets like that. And she's like 10, and they done won like 10 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? That just lets you know that kind of she will have a slow start. And that's the same thing with Halliburton. Halliburton has that same number. Now, we had a pivot back there. Whenever he makes his first shot, he has a better game than when he misses his first shot. So that's why I say that. That just kind of, weird thing off of that. So, but we'll see though. I'm gonna definitely start keeping up a little bit more. How much more they got left in their season?
Oh, don't.
I'm going to check and see.
I
want to say that, but that season a little start. Hey, look, you heard what Shaq
just
said.
Just now around about the halfway point, though, for
Shaq
real.
said he think that they should lower the goal. Like so not to nothing so they can dunk.
Just a couple
inches, just a couple inches, just so they can add that element.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you adding the dunk element in there, you know what I mean? Well, not where they just kind of lay up dunks,
good.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm good with the way it is because...
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Because the thing about it is you still have some that are athletically gifted to the point where they get into the cup like a dude. They just finishing with a pretty layup instead of the dunk, But I mean, I'm just saying though, if you lower it a couple of inches just so you can see people dunk, it's still gonna be a small percentage of people that are gonna be able to dunk. Though.
I don't know. I do think at least
I can see
one
Angel
team.
Reese.
I think
can
at
see
least
Asia Wilson. I can see
I think there's at least one girl on every WNBA team that can dunk. At least one.
But do you think it'll be to the point where you can see somebody like
throwing oops and
yeah?
Honestly,
yeah,
it'll get there. Just like how just like the
Eventually.
evolution. You know what I'm saying? Because now,
but I'm just saying though, if you feel that way and you already got women that have dunk, why? I mean, come on, why we just
a
can't
baby dunk? Those are
why
not
we
like,
can't be patient enough for it to happen if it didn't happen this far?
Now we talking about dunking. We kind of like baby dunks. Those not like like Bron dunks.
If you do it,
saying,
maybe just an inch.
Yeah, they just saying just
1
enough,
inch.
not like taking it to 9, making it like completely obvious, because that's gonna change. That's gonna really. It's still gonna change the trajectory in reference to what you're used to shooting of the height of the goal a little, but I just think it'll just add a little bit more excitement to it.
I got you.
And eventually, just like Steph Curry, everybody was shooting from the logo until he came. Now everybody has eventually, you'll start seeing players that has, kind of lean it out, take that 3-point line a little further. Just like remember, in the early late 80s, early 90s, they moved the 3-point line in to accommodate the NBA. That's when the 3-point shot went up.
Then they moved it back.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing. So you never know. It definitely help with ratings and definitely add some excitement to it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. So got a hitter? Any hitters?
Do I have a hitter?
Yeah.
Oh man, you put me on the spot there. And who do you see in the World Series?
The Dodgers versus the world, man.
Nah, that ain't good enough. I need at least another team because the Dodgers.
I see the Dodgers.
No, the Braves trash.
I see them picking up because Acuna back and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like us, I feel like we was picking up before we got rid of Buddy, but Buddy was tripping. You know what I'm saying? So we had to get rid of Buddy. So I'm definitely seeing the Dodgers on one side. I'm still toss up on the other side. It's still early. We still got about 80 some more games left. You know what I'm saying? So I think we were about maybe like 60, 70 in. So I think y'all sitting at one. I know y'all sitting at one. I think we're not actually in the wild card. We're like third back outside of the third wild card. So we got 3 in. We like the third trying.
Y'all
to
like third in our division.
Yeah. So we starting to pick up. I think we won like 6 out of the last 7. Swept the Yankees this weekend. Boy, I had a Joker struck.
I'm glad you
Judge
said
out 3
this weekend. But that's the thing though, man. The Yankees is my team, but we're up and down. Like I think this is our second time playing y'all in the series this year.
Yeah.
We won the first series. Y'all weren't playing good. So we come in this series taking y'all light, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing y'all win, no disrespect to y'all. But then we'll come back and try to put on a show in that next series. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like once you see, the difference is we're trying to actually like play rope-a-dope until about the second part of the season. Since we're number 1 in our division, we're just trying to stay there, do enough to stay there. Rather y'all have started off hurt with injury buzz and y'all are trying to get in a groove to get to where we were. We started off in a groove.
Right.
And, we pretty much had everybody playing except for a couple of pitchers and John Carlos Stanton. And like I said, he comes back tonight, so I'm kind of excited about that because he's actually my favorite Yankee right now.
Okay, well, we'll see how that works.
I think he's a better overall baseball player than Aaron Judge when healthy.
Oh, no doubt.
When healthy.
No doubt.
He can, get on base. He can hit gaps. He doesn't have to, where Aaron Judge is all or nothing pretty much.
Yeah, y'all already started out today, too. Y'all on the top of the first.
Top of the first with blue 0-0.
Question, one got a quick hitter.
Yeah, listen.
All right. The Dodgers had a singer sparked a little bit of controversy by singing the national anthem in Spanish. What's your thoughts?
Our national anthem?
Our national anthem. Now, to me, I feel like that's blatant.
Did they come back and sing it in English?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because see, if they would have sung it in Spanish, word for word, I could see them doing that out of respect for the Spanish Americans.
Okay, now if you do that,
for them to understand what she was saying, and then came back and sung it the American original way. Then I say, no, that's not.
No. No.
By her just doing it Spanish, yes, that was disrespectful.
No, because if you would have if you saying that if they would have sung it the American way first.
Well, either way it goes.
Then sing it, because that's the, way. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, either way,
then sing it in Spanish for the Spanish people, then cool. But if you just blatantly at the Dodgers, which is in L.A., which does have a lot of Latino, Hispanic fans, and there's no disrespect to the Hispanic community.
Yes, it was done to be disrespectful.
I'm not speaking in disrespect toward it. But what I'm saying is that, and I'm pretty sure that why they did it during the riots and everything in reference to what's going on with that. That's why they did
it like that.
But I just feel like, that would be a slap in the face, because I'm pretty sure I think they have a Mexican national anthem, but you can sing in Spanish.
Yeah, but they were doing that because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they're Americans.
No doubt. I'm not taking that away at all.
Over here long enough where they can say that they are Spanish Americans.
No doubt.
So at the end of the day, if she sung the song the correct way and just sung it in Spanish, I don't think that any American should have took it out of disrespect, because at the end of the day, the disrespect was only pointed to the people in the White House that are doing all of this. Because, there are people in the Senate and the House of Representatives that ain't with it. That's why they overturned him being able to use the National Guard. You know what I'm saying? Because he was trying to send the Marines in.
Now, I hear what you're saying in reference to it.
I'm just looking at it both ways. That's all. Well, at least trying to.
Yeah, and I can understand what you're saying in reference to looking at it.
Because I think they did wrong with what they're doing with this ICE shit. You're breaking up families. You got kids that are coming out of school, you understand, riding home from the bus, and they mama and daddies ain't coming home, and they don't know what the fuck going on. They got an idea, but they scared, don't know how life gonna go on for them, don't want to get put in the system.
So you saying this in regards to illegals or just Hispanics, period? Because I know it was some that they was deported by mistake that were actually illegal.
What I'm saying is this, bro. You know how the old method has been. If you done came over there and you done had a child here, my nigga, hey, you
the
here.
child was supposed to always good, not the person.
But no, it was a time where the parent was able to stay here too, G.
It was only the mother. It was only the mother. It was never the father.
Well, at the end of the day, I know for a fact.
Remember, even when Martin had the show back with Gina and them, what they trying to do when he was asking because they were trying to get married. He was having to get married. Remember, even they made the show.
That's still being able to stay here, bro. Like, at the end of the day, if a Mexican come here and he get with a Mexican that's already here, they have a child, get married, he's here. You understand what I'm saying? He's here.
Okay.
And these people ain't even checking to see if these folk have they credentials. They just going in doing raids, taking everybody.
Right.
Boom,
now I'll tell you that part wrong. Now
I'm just saying the way that they're handling it, period, is wrong.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Now, the way they're handling it and taking people out is wrong. Now, in reference to, just to touch on the actual subject, singing the national anthem in Spanish, to an actual soldier will feel completely disrespectful. Why? Because that's the national anthem from the United States of America, which their national language is English. Just like when you call somebody, say English 1, Spanish 2. English will always be 1 here, which should be number 1 English. So
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, like, it's kind of it's in my opinion, you got to look at it from where they're coming from. It's kind of like modern day slavery, what's going on. Because they doing all the hard laborers' work, and now you just want to treat them like a piece of meat. You just want to do them in. Look, man,
how
that's
you calling
wrong.
that slavery though? You can't.
Cheap labor.
Because
You
you're
let
not
them come
supposed
over.
to be here.
But you letting them over here. Don't tell them folk they don't supposed to be over here when you letting them now.
Now, the people that come
You
over
letting
here,
them, man.
the people that have a green card, they can work wherever they want to if they were let over here. But I'm
Even
just saying
the people
the
that ain't got green card, bro, they look, man, they know every nook and cranny of how these folk are getting over the border. They know, look, they got trails where they walking across certain railroads.
Oh, they ain't get across it now because you gotta think about it. Before Trump got there, they weren't really enforcing. I don't think they was enforcing like that because he's the only one that really cares that much about it. Because notice, when he never had ICE like this until the last time he was in here, nobody else pulling it like him. So that's just his thing.
Well,
you didn't see Obama with ICE like that. Or, you know what I'm saying, or either Biden. Biden went with ICE like to the level of which he is. That's just kind of like the horse he's riding, which, okay, all right. But the only thing I'm saying, and this is not about me saying that they're right or wrong. It's just that you have to look at it legitimately speaking if it's a right or wrong. Just to say if I'm selling dope. I could have been selling dope for 30 years. I get caught. Going to jail, right? Because what I'm doing is illegal. So I'm like, I look at it kind of the same thing. You come over here, I ain't got nothing against nobody who does because you're doing something to save your life. You're doing something to putting something on your family, food on your family back, trying to escape the way how bad it is over there. I'm not saying you are wrong by doing that, and no mean it's wrong for them to telling you that you can't come for whatever reason. I understand, but if it is a law in place that says, okay, this is illegal, and you get caught, how am I telling you that you wrong for? You going to jail if it's illegal. That's all. You know what I mean? Just like me. They catch me over here. I'm doing something for 30 years. I get caught here. I'm going to jail. So I definitely hate this. Families are split up. Definitely hate that. Don't want that. But you do know the price you pay for decisions that you make.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you ain't looking at the big picture. It's others that have done the right thing.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Here.
Right.
But they getting caught up in
now,
the mix all because they the
sweeping.
same nationality.
They just sweeping.
That's the
right.
slavery mentality. I'm finna get all y'all, and I'm finna just snatch you and take you on. It's wrong, bro.
I agree with you in reference to the snatch and grab.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Like,
and that's the thing. Like, they're not asking these folks for their credentials. They just whipping up like the jump out boys. And when you got folk that just whipping up like the jump out boys, I wouldn't give a damn who you is. You gonna be scared and you gonna panic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
it ain't right.
I got you, but it is what it is. So, I'm praying for anybody who got took.
Them my people, man.
Hey, safe travels home, man.
Them my people. Them my cousins.
So, pivot off a little bit. Let's talk about a little bit of this college football. And just to say, college football, the new college football game will be released in about a little over a month. I want to say January to 17th. I could be wrong on that. July the 17th. I may be wrong on that date. Don't I'll check on that. But what you got, how you feeling about where y'all at down there, man? I should have asked you this because I polled it myself. Have you looked at your schedule?
No.
Okay. Now I'm gonna give you your teams, and I want you to kind of give me what you got. All right. This y'all week 1, Florida State. Dub or a loss?
Dub.
All right, we got you for a dub. So we gonna see what you say. How we gonna end this? All right. Week 2, Monroe. Who you got? A dub?
Dub.
All right. Week 3, Wisconsin.
Dub.
Bye week 4. Week 5 gets interesting. Got them Bulldogs, Georgia boy. Got them Bulldogs. I think y'all in Tuscaloosa.
I'll say dub due to the fact that I know we got, in my opinion, more experience returning. Like, they lost a lot. They're Georgia. I mean, they weren't Georgia that we have grown to know last year, but they got a new quarterback. They got new running backs.
Georgia.
New wide receivers.
6:30.
So, I mean, I say I give the edge to us all because I think we have more experience that's going to be on the field.
But let me ask you a question in regards to experience. Do you think that in the most important position you'll have the least experience. Do you think that'll affect you in any significant way, being that you're putting out a new quarterback?
No, because by being so far down the season.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So you
saying?
got a dub on Georgia.
Yeah, I got a dub
All
on
right.
Georgia.
So you got your 4-0 now.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the way this going, it sounds like we finna have it. I already sound like this motherfucker. We didn't even go undefeated.
No.
But let's see.
No.
All right. Week 6, you got Vandy. I got a question mark about that one. Because the quarterback come back.
I got to have that one.
I know you can't take another one from Vandy, so I'm gonna give you a dub. I should have put a dub by that one anyway. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Murder in the third degree there.
All right. Some of these games I already said on time, like the Louisiana Monroe is a 6:45 kickoff. Week 1, Florida State is 2:30. 6:30, I told you on Georgia. The other one, Vandy, still to be announced. You got next week, week 7, is Missouri. Dub. That's 11 o'clock game too. So y'all always use the win 11 o'clock games by 30. Because you only gonna play 11 o'clock at Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and South Carolina.
And that's them. Do we start off? Bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Start off bad.
So those usually the only games
Keep
y'all
in
gonna
mind,
play.
Vanderbilt whooped our ass last game.
Yeah, and I
11
think that
o'clock.
was because I think y'all was just caught
11
by
o'clock.
surprise. That was 11 o'clock game. I thought it was
11
2:30
o'clock.
game. I thought it was 2:30 game.
11:30, 11 o'clock.
Okay. So we 6-0 right now. So we at Tennessee, week 8.
At Tennessee? No, they come to us.
No, that's I'm saying we're at week 8, Tennessee. You're going. You're coming to T-Town.
Yeah, thank you, Lord.
Yeah. That's what I meant. So that game is still to be announced. It's still a flex game. Hadn't been announced yet.
We'll beat them all because of
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this I think is the biggest question mark to get scheduled because I'm liking this team.
Texas.
Nope, you ain't got Texas this year. South Carolina.
Where
I like Sellers. South Carolina.
That's a trap game.
Yeah, boy. So yeah.
I think we can win that game. I think.
No. Brian Denny.
Oh yeah.
Brian Denny.
W.
Week 10, LSU.
In Bama.
You asked me where's it?
Yeah.
Let's see. I wanna see. Yeah.
We'll beat them.
Yeah.
New quarterback.
No, they still got a new quarterback. They won't have the same quarterback. They had the boy, I can't think his name, but he played last year.
Brother.
Yeah. Okay. No, white dude. I can't think his name. That's some weird little name.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a returner, so he does have one. He's one of the only.
Well, all that receivers gone, so they have to establish that and a running back. So
you ain't got but 3 left. So you got 2 left. So you got Oklahoma, 15. They gonna have a new quarterback and everything else because
and I owe them from the last time.
They beat you too.
Beat the shit out.
We ain't gonna talk about Eastern Illinois. Then we get to the last game of the season, which is the reigniting battle.
The only thing about it is, like, y'all are going. Auburn is always known for having a good defense. They've always known for having a good running attack, just like Alabama. The difference is this year they have a very, very good wide receiver core, but we don't know. Well, I don't know. Let me say that. I don't know what the tight end, the running back, and the quarterback look like.
Yes, you do. Because you saw the quarterback. He beat you. He's starting quarterback at Oklahoma.
Oh, he coming to y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's decent.
Yeah.
He was just young.
And think about it. They top 5 receivers was hurt. They had cats that was playing, had to switch over from cornerback to play receiver. So they literally had beat y'all with mop buckets playing receiver because all their receivers was hurt. That's why they said he really didn't have a great season because he lost so many receivers. They lost all of their starting receivers to injury. By the time they played, I think they may have got one back and he went
Where
with
is
fourth
the
receiver.
Bowl this year? Down in Auburn.
6:30.
Okay.
6:30. Yeah.
I really just I think that one just really all depends on quarterback.
Yeah,
That
if Auburn play quarterback, because I'm going to go by schedule too, but I just think everything going to be based on that, how the quarterback play. And I see that on the 20th.
I would say Bama in by 3. That, you know what I'm saying? Close game.
Okay.
I ain't going to do it like that.
Now, if I run your schedule based on what I see, I'm going to give you 2 losses. I'm gonna give you the Georgia loss. I just feel like they owe y'all. Not saying that it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna give you the Georgia loss, and I'm gonna give you a scare at South Carolina. I'm gonna give you a scare at Vandy, but you blow them out. And I still think y'all, the one I really can't say really would be Tennessee and LSU, depending on how their quarterback play. I got y'all either 9-4 or 10-3.
Wait a minute now. You just went from 2 losses.
Yeah, I told you
to
Georgia.
4.
I say questions. I say I'm not giving you 11-1 or 10-2. I mean 11 and you know what I'm saying 2 or 12-1. I say I'm giving you the Georgia loss. I'm giving you the LSU loss, and I say I'm giving you the Auburn loss. Yeah. And the other question will be a scare or question mark in South Carolina. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Man,
bro, you beat me with a 4th and 31 catch. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. So that's my biggest thing. So let's get on over here to this Auburn. All right. Game 1, 29. Baylor. At Baylor. Dub. Ball State. Dub on the 6th. South Alabama, which will be homecoming for Auburn. Dub. Oklahoma. Dub. Texas A&M. I'll say that's my first question. I want to say an L on that one, but I don't know who. I have done a lot of research to know who their quarterback and how that offense is going to work. So that's my first question mark because I don't know what they're going to look like. Bye week 6. Week 7, most pivotal game of the season for me, always Georgia. 6:30 game at Auburn. I'm taking a dub on that one. Why? Telling you why. I feel like my quarterback play, I was the youngest defense in the nation last year. I started more freshmen and sophomores than anybody. Those kids come back, hella experience. I'm finally bringing in a quarterback that's serviceable. I'm not even kind of saying he's going to hold up to the 5-star talent in which that he came in, Gatorade Player of the Year. I'm not even going to tout on that. He's serviceable. Why? He stood up with second-rate receivers and took y'all down last year. This same cat I'm talking about. And you just came out your mouth and said, I'm going to have a great wide receiver core. Between the three, I ain't going to, but between Malcolm Simmons, that boy we got at the portal, and Cam, I ain't talking about Perry Thompson and all the rest of the X Factors. I ain't going to go into that. I feel like I definitely got way enough to go with Georgia. They bringing in a new quarterback off the bench, same thing we're doing. Because Carson Beck into Miami. So I'm giving my double dub right there.
So y'all can beat Georgia, but we can't.
I just feel it's a rivalry thing between y'all because of what's been going on with the national championship thing. Y'all been going back and forth.
Y'all more of a rivalry than us.
No. It's a different type. I'm just saying we just in-state rival Auburn, Alabama.
Man, that hate
but I'm just saying, you know how everybody from Alabama say we own the dogs, which y'all have in playoff playoff games. Y'all have beat them. They'll beat you in the regular season. Y'all will beat them at the end. That's kind of been traditional. So that's kind of like the only reason. The only reason I'm giving them a little bit more. I'm going to say I'm going to trust their defense better than what I'm scared of your coach. If anybody else coaching over there, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm just scared of the coach. Just like everybody talked about Brian Harsin. I don't trust that fucking guy. You know what I mean? It's just the guy. It ain't got nothing to do with the players because you had great players last year. I just don't trust the fucking guy. You see what I'm saying? It ain't against T-Town. I just think that guy's your Brian Harsin. You know what I mean? So, all right, Georgia dub. Next week, Missouri, dub. Arkansas, dub. Kentucky, dub. Vanderbilt, depends on how they play against you. Now, if they play against you, they come off with a great, you know what I mean, come off with a win. Even if it's just a moral victory, we'll see how that goes. They got a real experienced quarterback. Experienced quarterback play takes you a lot in college football. We kind of do know that, you know what I mean? So, depends on how they come out and play. We'll never know. We'll know until then. All right, bye week after Vandy, Mercer, dub. Bama, dub. So, I'm looking 12-2. 12-1. It might be 13. I don't know. I just think we got it, bro. I think this is the year that everything started to make sense. Because we was kind of middle of the road with what we played last year. And we had traditionally terrible quarterback play. You know, everybody said Auburn was quarterback away, so I think we got him. I think we good. So yeah. I just think my coach is a little bit better. You don't think Hugh Freeze is a better coach than what you got? Yes or no? Just outside of him coaching, if he just you take them and separate them by themselves and just say coach for coach, which one you think the better coach? Coach for coach. Just I don't care where they coaching at. They could be coaching at the Broncos. He at Pratt City. Coach for coach, you take the names out. Who you think better, your coach or Auburn?
I think they're tit for tat.
I'm not gonna. The reason why I'm gonna say this is Hugh Freeze proven in SEC.
He went 9-3 in the SEC.
The last quarterback that played at Ole Miss.
Coach to ever go 9-3. They first year at the University of Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
But look what he was saying though. What did Hugh Freeze do his first year as a coach in the SEC? Did he beat y'all? His first year.
I don't remember. I don't know what year that was. I don't know. But think about it, bro. Look what
Hugh Freeze was in. Look what he walked into.
Think about what he walked with. So do you think that your coach and Hugh Freeze walked to the same roster? No.
I'll give you that. Yeah, it wasn't that shabby.
No.
Because y'all just, the Riverboat Gambler at Tocqueville had just left now. He didn't leave him shabby now.
Talking about from Ole Miss?
Yeah.
No, he brought in, remember he was the one brought in A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. Them boys came with him. They wasn't there already.
But I didn't say that.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he brought in, he dealt with a less roster. Dude, you remember his quarterbacks? What's his name was? Them two quarterbacks were Dookie, and he had to get them from JUCO. Both of them came from East, from the place that had the show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So those were what's his name? I can't think his name. Golly, I can't remember that. They just had the kid. I was watching them and the guy on the show, the coach. I can't remember his name. But I just feel like when Hugh came in to Ole Miss, he definitely didn't have the ex-Saban roster. He ain't got no Ryan Williams on his team. You know what I mean? He ain't had cats like that. You know what I mean? You know, y'all got a way better roster than what you. Ole Miss ain't had a roster.
He got Ryan Williams.
Well, think about it, bro. When has Ole Miss ever had a roster that good? They ain't never had a roster as good as Alabama in no year. They've had coaches that coached them up.
Yeah,
name me a year.
That year when they had all them land shots when
But they didn't have a quarterback. They didn't have no receivers.
Yeah, they had a quarterback that year.
Bo Wallace?
No, it wasn't Bo. It was the guy after Bo.
The other dude, that was the dude. Both of them came from the same community college.
That's when they had them two. My wide receiver, A.J. Brown, and the other guy. I can't think of the other guy's name.
DK Metcalf.
No, they didn't. No, it wasn't DK. It was another guy. Because A.J. Brown was the biggest. DK came after them.
Both of them was together. Both of them came out together. Yes. They came out together. Yes. Let me see. Ole Miss 2016, 2018. That's DK. And you said A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was Ole Miss 2016 to 2018. That's what I'm saying. They both played together both seasons. And that's both of them years they beat y'all back to back. Because that's what I'm saying. They were both down there at the same time. That's why I said they had the receivers and those mobile quarterbacks. That's what always gave y'all problems. From them two quarterbacks, Cam Newton, Nick, whatever, you know what I'm saying, Johnny Manziel, all the mobile quarterbacks in that type of offense because y'all had a slower defense that was built to beat the run and, you know what I'm saying, other stuff like that. So once you put the speed out there, it always held them up a little bit. But y'all definitely fixed it. Y'all got more, speedy and, slender defenders to kind of, compensate for that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the speed that y'all were giving up with those mobile quarterbacks. But, so, yeah, man. So I definitely got us having a great season, my brother. So I don't know about you, bro, but so right now, who you got in that championship?
It's too early for that shit, man.
What?
It's too early for that.
All right, so I'm going to tell you, okay, I'm going to put teams, it's always going to say there's going to be, you see how it's generating or going toward old teams. You go back and look at Michigan 10, 3 or 4 year quarterback. A lot of their players were 3 or 4 year players. You go back and look at Ohio State next year. Majority of their team had been there for at least 3 years. Only new player they had was the running back, Judkins, the freshman, Jeremiah Smith, and the boy they got from y'all, the safety. So I'm looking at Texas, even though they got a young quarterback, but he's been there for multiple years. You know what I mean? So I still look at him as because he played, been in the fire, very pivotal games. He wasn't just playing in just blowout games.
But other than Texas, like you can't.
Penn State.
Hell no, them bitch ass niggas ain't finna do nothing but nut up.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not. This is just a early throw it in the air pick.
That's why I say it's too early.
So I'm gonna go. Only reason because I feel like Penn State is the only team that's out there that kind of gives me that same old feel.
They lost too much in my.
No, they didn't. They returning all. They returning 9 11 starters on offense. That's why I said they're trending toward an older team, kind of like Michigan and Ohio State. So I think they will have that composure because they've been through it. You know what I'm saying? And Franklin, this is it for him. You know, he got this year, maybe one more year, because he can't better stay there forever, bro. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to see what's going on with that. So Texas, I just got them as being just the top tier. I'm putting them I got them winning the SEC. Who you got? You think you're gonna be able to compete for the SEC title or get to Atlanta?
I am.
That's a big statement. Bold statement, sir. That's a bold statement, my guy. I've made the same bold statement because of what I'm saying with my record. I'll be competing for a SEC championship / national championship myself. So I'm definitely making an extreme bold statement in reference to my Tigers because I just feel like we are ready and have definitely been making the right moves. We capitalized enough in the portal in starter positions to be able to make an instant impact, especially at the tackle position on the offense. Then we got instant starter on receiver. So I definitely believe we have some pieces that's going to make instant impact and put us in right at the top or around the top to compete to go deep in the year with the projection to get to the playoffs or something like that. I definitely believe that it's going to be based on that quarterback play. You know what I mean? That's going to be what I'm looking at right there. So that's going to be my biggest thing. So, yeah, my boy. What else you got for me, my boy? You got anything over there, my boy?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Well, my people, we have come to another end of a great discussion and debate on Kuttin Up. So with any of these topics we got, man, especially being Auburn and Alabama fans out there, man, drop down in the chat. Let us know what your record predictions are. I got me going like 12-1, probably maybe 11-2, depending. He's saying Alabama basically going 12-1. So definitely let us know what y'all got in the chat. Let us know what y'all think about that.
Who I said we were losing to?
You got y'all going undefeated?
I just asked you a question. Who I said we were going to lose to?
I know what I'm saying. I don't remember you saying y'all had an undefeated. I don't remember. I thought you said something like maybe either Georgia or LSU. But I know you said Georgia win. So you said y'all going undefeated? Get that. Make sure we get this on tape. You said y'all going undefeated? Well, y'all heard it here first, man. I'm not going to say
I don't see us beating Texas.
Y'all ain't got them on schedule, though.
Yeah, we'll have to play.
I'm regular season. We speaking.
That's
pure,
all I'm saying. Regular season.
They're not on your regular season. They're not on your regular season.
Regular season, we'll go undefeated, but I see us losing to Texas
in the SEC championship. Okay. I see my biggest two probably gonna be, I think, 3: Texas A&M, Georgia, Alabama.
Your only loss is gonna be to me.
I don't believe that. Y'all got to come to mind. Y'all got to come down there at night. Y'all know how hard it is to get out there at night.
I told you, I think it'll be a close game. So but I think we'll win by at least 3. But
so we're gonna see. Like you said, it's early, real early, and we'll go.
Too early.
We're gonna start to see a little bit more. We got about 71, 72 days. Something like that. I think it's 71, 70. I think it's right on.
I think it's 70-some days for NFL, but I think it's 60-some days for college. I think college is like 68, 66, something like that, and NFL is like 74. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't counting that shit because come July, you gonna have motherfucking preseason games, you know what I'm saying, for the NFL, Hall of Fame game and all that. So, you know what I'm saying, the regular season of college starts the last week in August. So
67 days, 17 hours, 17 seconds, and 17 minutes.
I thought I saw 67 days.
67 days.
Yeah.
So you got 67 days.
You got 2
until
months.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically. Then, like you said, once the Hall of Fame games
got
now they come in and kick in.
Yeah, because if you like football, you got the Hall of Fame game, then you're going to have preseason games at least 3 days out the week on during the week. So, man, it's here.
Yeah, we got like, well, maybe about 2-3 weeks we got to struggle through. We're going to struggle about them 2-3 weeks. So about 2 to 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? After the NBA draft and the finals go, we'll have about 2 or 3 weeks of struggle. Then we'll kind of pick up. So it's almost there, my brother.
Yeah.
So again, like we said, we come to another episode, and like I said, y'all let us know what y'all feel about those subjects. Let us know who y'all think y'all gonna win the series. I still got Indiana in 6. He says if it goes 7, it's going to OKC. I kind of want to agree with him, but I feel like Indiana can.
I mean, I'm still pulling for Indiana. I'm hoping they win tonight and close out in Indiana. But if it go back to OKC,
it's gonna be a problem.
I'm talking about they're gonna be blowing on that whistle like Korean stick.
Superdome. Woo woo. Yes, sir. Well, as we always say, man, like, share, subscribe, and cut your notifications on to let you know when we are cutting up. And if it's not anything else, y'all be good. 100.
You know, one more thing.
What you got?
One more thing. I want to make a statement to the Michigan Panthers right quick. You got up to finally beat us. I know you got tired of losing to the Birmingham Stallions, but
You got your ass whooped.
beating us wasn't winning the championship.
It was part of a championship. They got the UFL championship, but
You got the number 2 place.
Yeah.
You won your side of the conference.
Yeah, the USFL.
But you got your ass demolished.
Yeah, dog.
I told you, Washington. They got a real good quarterback. They might have the best quarterback in the league this year.
I like Perkins. I think they have the best wide receiver skill players. Now
they might have that
because that boy number 3, that boy was a 2nd-round pick in the
guess
NFL.
what?
You know
That was the number 1 reason why we were able to beat Michigan, because we were able to spread them out and dink and dunk and throw the ball.
And I think
deep.
the quarterback got hurt. We beat him the first time. The quarterback got hurt, I think, in the second time we played him. You know what I mean? Then the first time his game back was against us.
Either way it go, we would have put up a better fight than that.
I don't know. We was beat up too. So
I mean, we were beat up, but we weren't going
to.
If we made the championship game, D, we might not have won, but we weren't finna get just mad.
Yeah, I think we could have stood. We stood up with DC way better than that. Because that's but DC would beat us though. You know, we lost to them. They beat us first game of the season. So, you know, but it's close. It was like 11-18, and we was 11-18,
the first
and we was healthy,
and didn't know what quarterback we really wanted to use. So you know,
but hey, next season coming.
That's right.
So again, giddy up all day till next season for sure.
That's right.
And y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Yes, sir.